Hello students, good evening. Now we'll start with the lecture. Others will see the recording. Okay, now we'll continue with the previous lecture, the remaining part of design patterns where we have stopped in the previous lecture. So, as you know, in the previous lecture, we have studied the types of design patterns, and in that, two types briefly we have studied. That in that first one is the creational design patterns, and the second one is the structural pattern. And now today we are going to see the behavioral patterns. Before that, let me quickly revise you the creational patterns and the structural patterns. So creational patterns is all about or deals with the object creation and initialization, and the examples of these creational patterns we have seen is the singleton factory pattern, abstract factory pattern, okay, and so on. Likewise, the structural pattern. So this structural pattern type deals with the class and object composition, right? And the examples of this structural patterns are nothing but adapter or bridges, etc. Right? So in the previous stages or in the previous patterns, previous types, we have seen how to create an initialize object, how to compose the class and object, and now we are focusing on how actually they will behave, okay, or how actually we are going to show, we are going to draw their behavioral manner, okay. So that is what we are studying in the behavioral pattern, okay. So this type deals with the communication between the classes and object, and moreover you can say that it focuses on the relationships between the different classes and objects, right? Let me share you the screen. Okay, so let's start with this behavioral patterns. So many of the examples of this pattern are, so out of that 10 are very much important examples of this particular design behavioral design pattern. In that chain of responsibility, iterator, state, strategy, observer, visitor, command, momento, mediator, and template method. These are the popular and very much used design patterns of behavioral design pattern. Okay, so let's start with the chain of responsibility. So what is basically this chain of responsibility means you are having the chain of receivers, okay. One is the client or the person who requests for some service, and the request is passes on or passes through the number of receivers who handle that particular request, okay. And the request is sent until it will get fulfilled, okay. So that is the chain of responsibility, a way of passing a request between a chain of objects until that request is handled, okay. The example is also given here of a loan approval process, admission process. Like in a queue wise, you are what, you are a client or you are a requester who request for some service, okay, and you maintain the chain until your request will get satisfied. So that is the pattern of chain of responsibility, okay. And one more example is exception handling in Java. So it is in a diagrammatic form. The tree chain of responsibility is given here. The request of a particular object is given to the number of different responsible responsible components, we can say, or responsible responsibility handlers. Okay, so it is passes on to the different receivers. You can get the clear idea of this chain of responsibility in the next diagrams. One more example of ATM machine. If you want to do a particular transaction, then you are having different currencies. If it will not get fulfilled by the rupees 100, it will go for 50, go for 20, go for 10, likewise, and until the transaction amount will get withdrawal and your request will get satisfied. Okay, so that is a chain of responsibility. It is given here with the best example of mail request. Okay, then we are having different handlers here, or you can also say it as a receivers. Okay, so the every handler is having their particular responsibility. If if that particular request of mail request is going to the spam mail handler, then it will automatically get deleted. Okay, so that is the responsibility of spam mail handler. if if that request is passes through the or passes to the fan mail handler, then it forward it's to the CEO. Okay, so that is the responsibility of that particular fan mail handler. Then if it is passed to the complaint mail handler, then it forward it to the legal department. And if it is forwarded to the new location mail handler, so through this, what is the responsibility of this is to forward it to the business development team. So you can see here, these are the number of handlers who handles this particular request and perform their particular responsibility. Okay, and according to their responsibility, the task will get or the request will get handled. So that is nothing but the chain of responsibility. Okay, same chain of responsibility diagram, but the simple one, having client request it to the request for some service, and the request passes to the different handlers. Okay, the simple diagram of the same concept. And here is the description of chain of responsibility pattern, and you can see the diagram below. Here you can get a clear idea of this. So the request is passed to the different receivers: receiver 1, receiver 2, receiver 3, receiver up to n. Okay, until the request will get replied or it will get fulfilled. Okay, so this is nothing but a chain of receivers. You can go through this description. So what is a chain of responsibility pattern? It avoids coupling the sender of a request to its receiver by giving more than one receiver object a chance to handle the request. Okay, the chain or chain the receiving objects and pass the request along the chain until an object handles it. Okay, it the request will okay number of receivers. The chain of responsibility pattern creates a chain of receiver objects for a request. In this pattern, normally each receiver contains reference to another receiver. If one receiver cannot handle the request, then it passes the same request to the next receiver and so on. Okay, so it is the responsibility of that particular receiver to handle that request. If he is unable to handle that request, then he can pass on the request to the next receiver. One receiver in the chain handles a request, or one or more receivers in the chain handles a request. Okay, so that is the chain of responsibility pattern of a behavioral behavioral type. Next is same chain of responsibility pattern given through the class diagram and the sequence diagram. You can quickly go through it. Here you can see the different receivers class is there, handler class is there, and the sender who sends a request to the handler class, right? And handler is nothing but the successor because it fulfills your request. Okay, so here on the left side is the class diagram and the sequence diagram at right side. Okay, so same concept with different UML diagrams is given in this particular uh, presentation. Next, second design pattern of the same type is iterator. So you know about iterator, okay? You know the meaning of iterator too. So sequentially access the element of a collection. It sequentially access the elements of a collection without knowing the internal details. Okay, like details means the functionality or the object. Okay, and it is repeatedly executing in a loop fashion. Okay, based on some condition. So that is called as a iterator. Traverse a container and access the container's element. Okay, so best example, real time example is given here, TV remote, on which you just go on clicking the buttons, and you don't know the internal functionalities of it. Okay, next button for next channel, previous button for previous channel, without knowing the internal working of the remote buttons can be used. So that is called as a iterator pattern. The example of the same is given here through classes and object, and the relationship between them and the communication between them is in the manner of reply and response. Okay, request and response, sorry. Single concept having different diagrams. I will share you the PPTs and you can go through the diagrams. So we'll minimize some of the explanation of diagrams so that we can save our time. So next is the state design pattern. Okay, so it alters the object behavior when the internal state of the object changes. Okay, means as the behavior will behavior will get changed, so your state will get changed. Okay, it allows full encapsulation of an unlimited number of states on a context for easy maintenance and flexibility. Okay, like a fan wall control is the example. You adjust it at on different levels 0 to 4 as per your convenience or as per your expectations. Okay, so that is the simple and best example of state design pattern. Here the description is given and the diagram is also given here, how the request will get handled, and according to the context the operations will get changed, and so the state will also get changed. Okay, so the state pattern allows an object to alter its behavior when its internal state changes. Okay, the state pattern is a design pattern that allows an object to completely change its behavior depending upon its current internal state. Okay, so state, as the name, you have to remember this particular pattern. The state will get changed as the behavior. Next, same same concept given. with a different UML diagrams, class diagram, and a sequence diagram. Okay, as the context will get changed, context is it's can be solved by different operations, and different operations are stated or described in different states. Okay, so you can see here different classes: state 1, state 2, and the method is operation. So as the operation will get changed, your state will also get changed. Same with the sequence diagram too, given here. You can go through later. You can go through this later. Now this is for exercise purpose. I will share you this particular, and you have to design a class for it. Okay, so answer is also given here, you just go through it. One more diagram of a state pattern. Okay, next is a strategy. So strategy encapsulates an algorithm inside a class. Okay, now as the name suggests, what is your strategy behind this? Means uh, uh, in every plan you are having different strategies, right? If you want to get a first class, you have different strategy. If you want to get a distinction, you have different strategy. Okay, if you want to be excellent in curriculum, you have different strategy. So likewise, strategy will get changed as per the algorithm. So that is not, that is this particular design pattern is, it encapsulates an algorithm inside a class. It enables selecting an algorithm at runtime. It defines a family of algorithm, encapsulates each algorithm, and makes the algorithm interchangeable within that family. Okay, strategy lets the algorithm vary independently from clients that use it. Okay, like in Java you are having different methods and different packages for different method. Okay, as per your need. Okay, so that is the strategies are different as per the algorithms. The example of this is given here: transport transportation to airport. You can have the different strategies like car, cab, city buses, and etc. Okay, so this is nothing but the simple example of this strategy pattern. One more example of a game logic is given here. According to the behaviors, uh, these are decoupled from a game logic, and through the different handlers like button, joystick, and gesture, you can change the behavior of this particular, and you get a particular game logic. Okay, and through this you will finally get some character. So that is the strategy design pattern. Same is given with another example like sorting algorithm. If you have to perform if you have to sort the numbers using sorting algorithms, then you have different strategies like sort. You can go for sort, shell sort. Okay, likewise. So as the strategy will get changed, so the algorithm will get changed. Fine. These are the different example. The comparative diagram is this of the strategy pattern and state pattern. Comparison is given in a single diagram. Next is the observer pattern. It allows one to many dependency between objects. Okay, directly given here multiplicity. It allows one to many dependency between the objects. If the state of one object is changed, all the dependent objects are notified about the event. Okay, a way of notifying the change to a number of classes. So that is the observer pattern. The like in the diagram you can see here, observer design pattern. Notify observers about new tweets. Okay, the subject is the tweets. So as the new tweets will come, it will notify the observers, different observers who follow the particular subject. Okay, one more example is given here. Here are the Peter, David, John, different observers are there, and they request for some product. Okay, like LCD. Their area of interest or area of subject is the LCD. So they uh, put their request to Flipkart, and as per the availability of this particular product, it will get notified to that particular observers by the service provider or by the agencies, right? So this is the observer pattern. Same is given with the object and classes. Next pattern is the visitor pattern. So visitor pattern, add new operations to the class without making notifications to the real class at all. Okay, so as the previous one, it notifies all of the observers, means automatically get notified to the classes, right? So visitor does not allow or does not make any notifications to the real classes. Example is given here. Operation of a taxi company. When a person calls a taxi company, company then dispatches a cab to the customer, like the services of Ola or Uber, in which the visitor does visitor don't know about the who is the driver. Okay, so in likewise manner, upon entering the taxi driver takes control of the visitor. So this is the visitor pattern. It given through the this particular diagram. You can go through this. Cab company dispatcher. He is the object structure. It is a object structure is list of customers. Customer is a concrete element of a customer list, and who request for some taxi, okay, or some service, we can say. So it is given through the sequence diagram. Different role of this cab company, dispatcher, customer, and the taxi is given here. Okay, next next is same the example of visitor pattern, in which the health status of each child, good or bad, the example is given here, and the object structure in this are the kids of the school, of a school. Okay, in this particularly you will get idea of the which are the object and classes, and this is a particular visitor you can see at the left side, who visits that particular place, and he will get a actual idea about the scenario. So that is in the similar manner the visitor pattern works. Okay, same example of or different example of a same concept is given here. You can go through this. Next is the command. So next behavioral design pattern is a command. It enables the request to be encapsulated as an object. Okay, a complete command is stored as an object. So command, this pattern actually behaves like a command. You give some command and that will get fulfilled. So actually this your command is nothing but your object. Okay, so the example is given here. At restaurant, waiter notes down the order in his order sheet. So all this order given is nothing but your command. Okay, one more example of a remote control buttons on which you put a finger on some button or click on some button. That means you are giving some command to your TV. Okay, so it is same as the famous saying that your wish is my command, means whatever you wish for, I will do it as if it is a command. Okay, like in the next example of some of a child who wishes for some chocolates to genie. He requests to the genie and he follow it like a command, like that particular person or a child giving the genie a command, and he provides that child the chocolates with some magic wand. Okay, so in likewise manner the command pattern works. Okay, to get you the clear idea of how the pattern is working, or how you have to think for this that particular design pattern, this real time examples are given. Okay, so one more example is there of a order, customer's order, which is given to the waiter then gives it to the cook, and finally the cook serves give it to the waiter, and waiter serves the order. Okay, so this is a real time scenario of command command pattern. Many of the examples are given here, you can go through that. Next is memento. So what is mean by memento design pattern? It to capturing and restoring an object's internal state, and it stores the state of object at different points. Okay, you can get a clear idea of this when you go through the example of a MS Word. When you do some modifications, they provide you the undo and redo buttons. Okay, through which you can you can go to that particular states, but in between you save your matter. Okay, so that is nothing but the example of memento. Undo redo operations in MS Word. When something is typed in MS Word, it's stored in an object. When we do undo redo operations, the object will be completely restored there. Okay, like that is nothing but it saves the intermediate states too. Okay, likewise the example of a game in which also you can save the intermediate states. Example, another examples of checkpoints, save the points in a transaction. Next one is the mediator. Okay, the mediator defines simplified communication between the classes. Okay, so mediator between one or more classes is the role of mediator design pattern. It encapsulates coordination logic in an object that defines how a group of objects interact with each other. Okay, and the example is given here like a as a air traffic controller. Okay, so likewise it works, this mediator design pattern works. And the last one is template method. So for a particular plan, as you provide some template, so likewise this design pattern also works. Okay, like if you want to build any house, build a house, then you are having some particular plan, or you uh, you use some template there. Okay, like this is the structure or drawing of my house. Okay, and these are the components of that particular drawing. So likewise you provide some template for it. So in a same manner this design pattern works. Okay, template or a skeleton of an algorithm is defined in a class, then subclasses are allowed to vary few steps without changing the original structure. Okay, it differ the exact state of an algorithm to a subclass, and you can create a class with predefined steps. And the example is given here of a house plan, in which you can add different functionalities, and but without changing the original structure of your particular method. So with this design patterns we have seen different design types. Let's revise fast. Creational, structural, behavioral. In creational we have seen singleton, factory, abstract factory. Likewise in structural we have studied the adapter, bridges. In lastly in behavior we have seen the 10 examples or 10 design patterns of a type behavioral design patterns. Okay, so with this I'll stop with this particular topic, and we'll meet in the next lecture with some new topic. Okay, so for today thank you guys. Let's stop here. I'll leave the meeting.